Hello all, thank you for paying me a visit on my channel. I've got a lovely selection of Rolexes here that have kept me busy for the last 2 weeks. So some are on eBay and some are going to be due to be on eBay soon. And I just want to go through them and have a look at them and see what we're dealing with here. So let's go for the closest one. This is a really nice Rolex date. Let's get it. There we are, that's better. Yeah, a Rolex date, 15,000, in absolutely cracking condition, movement fully serviced, overhauled, fully stripped down, right down to the mainspring being stripped out of the barrel naturally. And if you take a look at my eBay shop, you'll find the link below. You'll see the timing results on the timing machine. And these standards of performance are completely compliant with Rolex standards. So there's no denying, sorry, the performance of the movements. You know, a lot of the time you see watches being sold on eBay as serviced, and you never get to see the time graph results. And I've bought a few of those watches before, and yeah, they hadn't had anything done to them. So, you know, the proof is in the pudding, as they say, with the timing results. Absolutely fantastic. This one's from 1988, and it's currently on eBay right now, so you really should check that out. A lot of interest in this watch. I think it had over 100 watches in just 24 hours. So sorry, I'm getting stuck to some Velcro there. So here we have a slightly older watch. Beautiful gloss dial. Really difficult to photograph these watches. You may have noticed that I cancelled the listing because I really wasn't happy with the images. You either shine lots of light onto these so you can pick up the dial, because the dial is so shiny, it's got such a gloss effect that it just reflects all the light that comes off of it. And I was really struggling with making the watches, you know, appear to, well, not appear to look as good as they do in the flesh. You know, because you don't want the shadows casted over it. You want to see exactly what you're buying, and that's just another reason for doing these videos as well. You can get to see the watches running and operating, and another sort of close-up look of their condition. So this is a Rolex from 1980. It's a 6694 with a caliber movement 1225. Again, fully restored, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I love this dial with the black hands, sorry, the black dial and the gold hands and the gold buttons. It really makes the dial pop. It's a superb watch. Again, the red dial, that's a really rare dial. You don't see many of those. That's very unusual. So let's go to this one. This is the next closest. Another 6694, this time from 1975. Case is in absolutely cracking condition. This one's had a new mainspring. If you check out the eBay listing, it's currently on there at the moment. I'm stuck to this Velcro again. You'll see the mainspring packet next to it. I only use original parts when servicing these watches, and they're all accurate. They're all within a few seconds a day. As the timing graph results will confirm. I can't stress how important the time graph results are, because that is a clear indication of the performance of the watch, and you will not get a high amplitude if you haven't serviced the movement, especially the sort of amplitudes we're getting. I mean, we're getting to like 280s and close to 300s on these, and they're all vintage watches, you know, so you know you're getting to, a watch that's that you're not going to have to worry about for a good sort of 5 years plus. I mean, they'll go for many more years, but you really want to get it done within that sort of time frame, 5 years, just to keep the parts at their optimal condition. Nothing worse than a hardened steel pivot working on a dry jewel that's just will basically just eat into the pivot, and then that's when you get bad time graph readings, because the pivots are in poor condition, and they're rough, and that causes friction, and friction is accuracy's worst friend when it comes to watches. Here we have a lovely white dial, cream crisp dial, again another vintage watch, this time from 1986, 15,000 with a 3035 movement caliber. The red dial as well, so I forgot to mention, that also has a 3035 movement. So these are the same animals from these, you know, the same models from the same period, and again it's an absolutely, as all the watches are, in fantastic condition. You just look at that bracelet and clasp, really crisp, all brushed and beautifully brushed, if I may say so myself. All parallel lined, so that's fantastic. And then last but not least, we've got a Rolex 1501 with a really unusual Rolex green dial. This is from 1974, slightly different caliber on this one, because this is an earlier one. It's a 1570 caliber, automatic chronometer movement, again in cracking condition. This one's not yet on eBay, but it will be soon. It was cased up yesterday, so we're just currently testing it at the moment, but it's all within a few seconds a day. For a 70s bracelet, I mean, that's really great condition. There is a slight bit of stretching here, but it really, that is nothing. I've seen, you know, you can see broad daylight just gazing through. You could read a newspaper through the links sometimes on some of these vintage watches. I stay away from those watches with stretch bracelets, and you know, this one I bought on a leather strap anyway, so that wasn't a problem for me. But when they're too stretched, that, you know, you don't want to start taking bracelets off and replacing them. It's just easier to buy one that's not stretched, and that's absolutely what we found here. I love this green dial with the silver batons, that wonderful bezel with the polished 5 markers, and the engine turned in between those spaces. This is a fabulous watch. Really, you struggle to find a better 1501 out there. So there we are. That's the selection of watches. This is what I've been slaving over the past few weeks. Parts that have been replaced, as I mentioned, brand new Rolex mainspring in the 6694. With the green dial, I replaced the hairspring because it had lots of positional errors. And it was sort of 10 seconds one way, 5 seconds one way, dial up, it was perfect, and it just wasn't good enough. So I ended up having to buy a whole new balance assembly, and to keep the watch original, I just popped off the hairspring. So anybody that's looking for a balance with balance staff and roller for a 3035 caliber, I've got one, if you need to buy one. And I'll also add the packet, a picture of the packaging with the time graph results on the green dial as well, so you can see that's all been done. Now it's keeping fantastic time, because that's the area that's really controlling the time, is the balance spring. And if it's slightly you know, bent out of position, you'll start getting all sorts of positional errors. Now it keeps time in all the positions really perfectly, and I'm super happy with that. And I think that's it really. So watch out for these watches on eBay. They come with a 2-year guarantee. I accept returns. I do not sell fakes. I've got a passion for watches. I've got a passion for horology. I'm not interested in selling rubbish. So, you know, have no doubts. You know, I'm just it just doesn't. They're just junk for me. So I'm looking to sell quality Rolexes to collectors and first-time buyers. And if you have any questions, any queries, please don't hesitate to contact me. Please like and subscribe. Thanks very much for tuning in. Bye for now.